everybody. I am Reverend Jerry Hobby. I serve as the spiritual director of Spiritual Enlightenment and Truth Focused Ministry. And today, I, along with Dr. Kathrine Redmon, who is a member of our leadership council, we get an opportunity to share a soul story in action, a wonderful manifestation that took place several years ago. It's a reminder that we can do a lot of things if we put our minds to it. So let's begin the story. And this is the story about a wonderful practitioner in training. Her name was Cindy Long. We know her now as practitioner Cindy Long. And she was so moved about the things that were happening in the world. And she wanted to do something significant to make a difference in the world. And so what caught her attention were these babies that were in Africa. They were dealing with AIDS and needed some TLC. And so she began, by the inspiration of her teacher at the time, to vision about this situation. And she would go and she would vision, and with my permission and blessing, she would go and sit inside of what we had was the youth and family village and vision about this, inviting people to participate in the process. And as she visioned around this, things started to come together. One of the things that cropped up was that we said if we're going to be going to Africa, we need to make room and create space where two or more of our youth that were in our community would get an opportunity to participate and go to Africa also. Well, there came the next step was to figure out how we were going to fund this project. And this is how Dr. Kathrine came into the picture. Could you share your part of the story?
I'd be happy to. Cindy approached me about doing an art project of some sort with the kids. And so when we were discussing that, I said, sure, I'd be happy to do it, but give me some more to go on. And that's when she introduced me again to Reverend Jerry. I'd known her, but just on the peripheral, and I got to know Reverend Jerry real well. And so we got to talking about it, and we decided that we would have an art auction. And so that the kids would create the art. And in creating that art, some beautiful work came out of that particular session. And the art was seen by several members of the congregation. And they were like, I'd pay money for that. And thus the art auction really became a solidified idea. And it came all out of Cindy's visioning for how to send these kids to Africa. And so we proceeded from there, and we started planning what to do with this art. And in the process of all of this, we developed a tree of life with the kids. And the tree of life, all of the leaves were handprints of the kids in our village, and they put them on 2 canvases. And when those 2 canvases were finished at our center, then they were taken to Africa.
Wow, and that was an extraordinary time. And the exciting part about this was our region caught wind in terms of what we were doing, and there were some youth that lived in Vegas. They decided that they would take a field trip and travel to visit us. So a group of youth ascended upon my home and had a sleepover at my home during that time period so that they could get up early in the morning and attend church and participate in this process. And they all took their hands and they made their handprints on this also. This was the world coming together in our experience. In our coming together, we got an opportunity to do something extraordinary. And we took those two prints to Africa. And when we got to Africa, we had already adopted an orphanage. And we took lots of things to the orphanage to support them. People just wanted to be a part of the experience. Could you get them some cake and make sure they have cake there in Africa? Can you make sure? These were the extra little things. But the most exciting part was for us to do the same thing, to duplicate the same thing we had done in Riverside, California at that time. And so we got the little people together and they began to work on their handprints. And after we completed it, we had a wonderful, extraordinary project. It was complete. The art piece was complete. We framed one art piece. We left it there in Ghana, and we took the other art piece back home and hung it on the wall of what was known then as the Youth and Family Village. Kathrine, I just love Margaret Mead. And one of the things that I love, one of my favorite quotes by Margaret Mead is, "Never doubt what a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." This is our soul manifestation, and this is our story, and we invite you to show up for passing the baton. Let's pass it back and forth as we continue to manifest more good in our lives.